What if the love you watched bloom on screen wasn't just acting? Chinese social media is in chaos after new rumors claimed that Zhang Linghe has officially introduced Zhao Jinmai to his family. Collision 4 months. Fans have whispered about their subtle glances, quiet gestures, and uncanny coincidences. But this time, it feels different. Could this be the moment fiction turns into reality? Let's dive deep into the story that's breaking every fan's heart and healing it at the same time. It all began on the set of The Story of Kunning Palace, a historical fantasy that pulled audiences into a whirlwind of love, betrayal, and destiny. Zhang Linghe, known for his calm elegance and quiet intensity, met Zhao Jinmai, the nation's little goddess, celebrated for her sincerity and grace. At first, it was just another drama pairing, until it wasn't. Behind the cameras, something unspoken started to bloom. Their chemistry wasn't the kind you could rehearse. It was the kind that made directors pause, made the crew smile, and made fans feel that this love story was too real to be fiction. The drama became a massive hit, not just because of its story, but because of the emotions that seemed to spill beyond the script. Every gaze between Zhang Linghe and Zhao Jinmai felt heavy with meaning. Every accidental touch made fans gasp. The internet was flooded with edits, slow-motion clips, and fan theories. They weren't just acting anymore. They were connecting. But then came the turning point. After filming ended, instead of fading into silence like most co-stars, they kept showing up in each other's orbit. Matching bracelets spotted during a live stream, a shared playlist on NetEase Music, and the most talked about detail, both seen wearing the same rare Cartier ring, days apart. Coincidence? Maybe. But for fans who followed them since day one, it felt like a silent confession. When Zhao Jinmai posted a late-night photo captioned, "Some moments feel like déjà vu," Zhang Linghe quietly liked it, no emojis, no comment, but the internet exploded. That single tap ignited thousands of theories, because sometimes silence speaks louder than words. And then came the rumor that changed everything. A viral post on Weibo claimed that Zhang Linghe had brought Zhao Jinmai home to meet his family during the Mid-Autumn Festival. The source? A local neighbor who said they saw a familiar actress visiting his family's residence in Suzhou. Within hours, the post hit over 20 million views and fans were losing their minds. Could it really be true? Was Zhang Linghe finally opening his heart to the world through Zhao Jinmai? But just as the internet began to celebrate, a wave of uncertainty rolled in. Transition to next segment, because what happened next made everyone question whether this love story was meant to be seen at all. When the rumors hit trending #1 on Weibo, both Zhang Linghe and Zhao Jinmai studios went silent. No denials, no clarifications, just silence. And that silence spoke volumes. For fans, the quiet felt like confirmation. For skeptics, it was just clever PR timing. But deep down, something about their unspoken bond felt too delicate to be faked. Zhang Linghe has always been private, a man of few words, who rarely opens up about his personal life. Meanwhile, Zhao Jinmai, though young, carries herself with the maturity of someone who understands the weight of fame. Together, they've built an image that feels pure, grounded, and almost sacred. Yet fame doesn't allow secrets for long. As paparazzi began to swarm, new evidence surfaced. Blurry photos of two people walking side by side at night, their silhouettes familiar, their steps in sync. Fans dissected every frame like detectives. Some pointed to Zhao Jinmai's posture. Others swore the male figure's jacket matched one Zhang Linghe wore during a live stream, and then came a cryptic post from a stylist who once worked with both actors. Sometimes, when two people share a fate, even time can't hide it. That single line was enough to send fandoms spiraling. Fan clubs began debating endlessly. Are they really together, or are these just coincidences feeding a fantasy? But the truth is, the line between reality and illusion in celebrity love stories is painfully thin. Because in the K-drama-like world of Chinese entertainment, love is both a risk and a rebellion. Zhang Linghe, at 26, is at the peak of his career. Zhao Jinmai, just 22, is one of the fastest rising actresses in China. A public relationship could change everything: brand deals, endorsements, fan loyalty. And yet, fans couldn't help but hope that maybe, just maybe, they were brave enough to love beyond the spotlight. Transition, but then something unexpected happened. Something that changed the tone of the conversation completely. Just days after the rumors exploded, Zhao Jinmai posted a short message on her personal account. Happiness doesn't need to be loud. Sometimes it just needs to be real. The post had no tags, no context, but to fans, it felt like a quiet echo of what they'd all been sensing, that whatever she and Zhang Linghe shared wasn't for show. A few days later, during an interview for a fashion magazine, Zhang Linghe was asked about the kind of woman he admires most. He smiled faintly and said, "Someone who understands silence. Because sometimes love isn't spoken, it's lived." That was all he said. But it was enough. That interview clip spread like wildfire. Fans commented things like, "He's definitely talking about Jinmai. This isn't just a ship anymore. This is real." And maybe they're right. Because every time they appear in public, even separately, there's an energy that lingers, soft, unspoken, yet impossible to ignore. Their fans aren't just shipping a fantasy anymore. They're witnessing a story unfold in real time. Whether or not Zhang Linghe truly introduced Zhao Jinmai to his family doesn't even matter as much now. What matters is the way they protect what they have, quietly, respectfully, and authentically. Transition, and that brings us to what might be the most beautiful part of this entire story, in an industry where every smile is analyzed and every rumor turns into a headline. Zhang Linghe and Zhao Jinmai remind us that real connections don't need validation. They don't owe the world a love story. They're simply living one. Maybe they're together. Maybe they're not. But if you've ever watched them on screen, if you've ever felt that spark between them, you know there's something rare there. It's the kind of bond that doesn't scream for attention. It's gentle, patient, and built on trust. And maybe that's why fans are so emotionally invested, because their story mirrors something everyone secretly hopes for, a love that doesn't fade when the cameras stop rolling. Zhao Jinmai once said in an interview, "The best kind of love feels like peace." And Zhang Linghe? He once told fans, "When someone makes you feel calm instead of excited, you've found home." Put those two sentences together, and it almost feels like a secret conversation between souls. So whether or not this rumored family introduction really happened, one thing is undeniable. They've already built something more powerful than a label. A connection that's real enough to make millions believe in love again, even if it only exists in the quiet spaces between their hearts.